It is Good News Friday. And while today's stock market results were not that rosy, okay, they were really lousy. Did you know that Tesla was up about 1.5% for the week? You could do 1.5% every single week of the year. Let's see, times 50, that'd be 75% gain for the year. Now, the Nasdaq this week was also up, but it's only up 1%. And Tesla was up 1.5. Yeah. So anyway, that's good news number one. We'll mostly talk about Tesla this afternoon because Larry and I will go over the total market, the economy, and things like that tomorrow as we review Cathie Wood's monthly analysis. Now, please understand, we talk about Cathie Wood's analysis, but we go beyond Cathie Wood's analysis, and you know how smart Larry is, so you want to be around for that one. He's on his road trip now, too. It'll be kind of interesting to catch up with how he's doing on the road. So that's coming up tomorrow. Also, later tomorrow, Brian Wang and I just did an interview, and he shocked me into a near coma. Okay, he's talking about a battery revolution that will absolutely impact all of our futures. No, not the kind of stuff you see on the other channels where all the new stuff they're talking about that's going to revolutionize batteries is still in the lab. No, he's talking about product that's going into mass production at the major battery makers this year and next. Already announced, public information. You don't know it, I didn't know it, and it's mind-boggling. Okay, so now let's, oh yeah, one other thing, just for fun, I'm going to tease it again. We'll talk about this later. I'm not going to take your time right here, right now, but you know you want these. There's no way that you, anyway, we'll talk about those in a minute. All right. Let's, by the way, you can join Patreon too, but maybe you want to wait to find out something about those products. Anyway, let's start with the amazing news that you might have missed about Tesla. We'll do Model 3 last, but I'm going to cover it in a way that nobody else is, okay? We've already done all the stats. We've already done the specs. We've already done the pictures. Everybody's already done that stuff. You've seen it a million times. Maybe you haven't, but if you haven't, there's plenty of guys to go see that stuff. Or you can look at my video this morning. I did go through all of the major differences, the major changes, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the important stuff, the real impact, what it really means. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk. Anyway, that's later on in the show. The Shanghai Mega Factory, this is the next piece of good news. The Shanghai Mega Factory will break ground now, this month, and they'll start churning out mega packs by next June. Now, based on the learning curve from Lathrop, Brian White and I both believe that this ramp will be really fast. The only reason they didn't ramp as fast, the beginning of the ramp was really fast on Lathrop, up to about 33%, 50% of capacity was really fast. But it turns out they had some issues with some of the folks that were supplying some of the equipment, and that equipment they couldn't double and triple up on it until right now. Actually, some of that stuff is supposed to be delivered in September and October, where now they should be able to get to full capacity in the next couple of months. So we're expecting the Shanghai Mega Factory to ramp up much faster. And what does that mean? What does that factory mean for Tesla? I mean, you know, mostly we just talk about cars. Well, it means about $1.50 per share in earnings. That's all. At a 50p, that's $75 a share. But the street just ignores it. And then you can add another $75 a share from Lathrop. Now you have $150 a share. And we talked the other day about how the superchargers are worth at least $50 a share. If these were separate companies, that's what they'd be worth. But I guess that means the car business is only worth $50 because you can add 75 and 75 and 50, and you're already at 200, and we're trading for 250. I mean, I don't know. And these aren't, you know, pie in the sky future events like FSD or Optimus or robotaxis or Dojo or insurance or, those are all pie in the sky. You shouldn't value those at all because they're just, who knows if they'll ever happen or whether they'll ever be able to sell them. Oh, no. These are already in production. These are things that are just a matter of making the factories and starting to ship. Anyway, and there's going to be way more, of course, mega factories in the future. I'm sure we'll be hearing announcements within the next couple of months. Okay, now then, the next thing is there's a slight modification in the mega pack world. that is something that needs to be talked about, all right? And that is a big discount that was just announced, a 10% discount. Now, we are hearing that the reason for this 10% discount on something that has got an absolute unlimited TAM and that they can sell all they can possibly make and that they have orders for 2 years out. Normally you would say, why would they discount? Well, we're hearing this has to do with the dramatic cost reductions for batteries. And most of these contracts, when they set them up, have sliding scales in them that have to do with what happens to the price of batteries going up or down. So, it just makes sense. If the cost of batteries is dropping dramatically, and that's part of what Brian and I are going to talk about tomorrow. If the price of batteries is coming down dramatically, you have no choice but to pass it along to the customers, even though there's an unlimited TAM. This will not be as true of, let's say, for instance, semi-trucks, but it's going to definitely be true of this. All right, so that's something you'll want to see tomorrow again with Brian and I when we talk about this. Now, another huge piece of good news that was the reduction in the prices of Model X and S. Oh, you don't think that's such good news? Oh, yeah. Oh, so it's news. It's good news. It's news. It's absolutely necessary news. What has happened is, and we'll talk about this more in a minute, the Model 3 has grabbed a bunch of the best things about the Model S and X. So there's no way that Tesla could continue to get those premiums on those two cars. Just not a chance. Wait till, you've already heard some of the stuff, but wait till you hear what I have to say. So why is this good news? Well, that means Tesla can afford to make these cuts. And it is bringing both of those cars into the IRA program and other state programs for additional discounts. Remember, the goal at Tesla is to get a lot of metal on the ground so that we can sell a lot of FSD in the future. So this is going to probably mean complete sellout of Model S and Model X because now those cars are priced so far under their competition in ICE cars that it's nonsense. We'll talk again more about this. Speaking of FSD, there was a drop in that price. Now, this is a little more surprising. They dropped that price from the $15,000 back down to $12,000. That's a little bit confusing to me and even a little troubling. Now, I suspect that they weren't getting as many takers at $15,000 as they wanted, and they figured that the take rate for something that has about a zero cost would be way higher at $12,000. So let's just look at it. If you can sell 10,000 at 15,000 each, your profit's about 150 million. But if you can sell double that, 20,000 at $12,000 a piece, your profit goes to 240 million. So from 150 to 240. So it may be that they started analyzing it and thought, here's the take rate at this price. Here's what the take rate will be at that price. Our cost is zero. So why not? That may be how they're thinking. I don't know. I don't have any inside information on this, but it also suggests that they might be positioning themselves for the actual launch of the full-on, ready-to-go FSD, which we all believe is right around the corner. I'm not even going to talk, this is the, Friday night good news thing, and usually I cover the whole week. I'm not going to go back to last Friday night. We've already talked about the FSD ride with Elon. We've talked that one to death, and so has everybody else. So I'm not going to go back there. All right. Now, let's talk about the Model 3. The Model 3, this is very, very important. The Model 3 is an entirely new class of vehicles. Entirely new class of vehicles. This is the future. This is what Elon's been talking about. This is the beginning of a change in automotive history that will be talked about for 50 years. The cost of cars is going to come down, and it's going to come down fast. The street doesn't get this. But think about calculators in your history. Think about televisions in your history. Think about computers. Think about cell phones. All of these things started up here, and then as the technology gets better and better, and they start manufacturing more and more, this disruption effect and all of it, the price comes down. And this is what Elon's been talking about. It's what Tony Seba's been talking about. It's what Cathie Wood has been talking about. You're seeing the very first version where this Model 3 is an absolute luxury car that outclasses any other car in the price point by a mile. We're not talking about close. We're talking night and day. It was a fine car prior to these upgrades. Look at the sales. It's going to be the second best-selling car in the world after its cousin, the Model Y. So it's selling like crazy in all the markets that it's in. But now it's going to be better in almost every way than any luxury sedan selling under 60,000 and better than most selling under 100,000. You could make the case it'll be better than some selling over 100,000. So what do luxury buyers want beyond making a statement about their wealth? They want comfort. Oh yeah, well, the comfort, as you know, lots of increases in terms of the interior sound levels, in terms of road noise, in terms of suspension, in terms of the way the car feels and handles. Yeah, lots and lots of comfort issues, interior comfort issues, the seats, the air-conditioned seats, if you will. They want trouble-free. People that are, love luxury, they don't want to be bothered to go to gas stations. They don't want to be bothered to go to repair stores. They have their servants to do that. Well, okay. A lot of us that are doing pretty well don't have any servants at all. So no, I don't know about you. I don't want to go to the gas station. I don't want to go to a service center ever. I don't even want to go to a showroom in order to make the purchase. So those are all things that we already have, but some of those have just been dramatically increased. Great sound. What do they do? They already were considered to have the best sound systems out there. Now they've added 3 speakers to the long range. They've added 2 speakers to the standard range. They put another subwoofer in the long range. I mean, unbelievable. It's going to be a sound system, I guess, that there'll be nothing like it any place. What about great performance? It already had the best performance of any luxury car in the world. Now it's got better performance. It can go further. It's very, very quick. All the things that we know about. My understanding is that there's at least a chance it's going to charge faster. That may or may not be true. That was from Sam. I don't know for sure. We'll find out about that later on. Okay, then what do we have next? We have the range. We just talked about the range. Safety, already the safest car in the world by a lot. I don't know if it's going to be any safer than it already was, but it's going to be at least the safest car in the world. That box was already ticked. And then quality appointments. Oh my gosh, little tiny benefits that people don't even think about. I mean, the fact you don't have to carry keys, the fact that now you can actually charge your laptop in the car, it's set up for that. The screen, all the different things that the entertainment center can do for you that just make life so much easier. The ability with your app on your phone to be able to set all kinds of stuff when you're away from the car. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on in terms of luxury appointments. I'm going to guess, this is a guess, we don't know yet. I'm going to guess the things that people have talked about, like where the body parts matching and the paint and everything. I'm going to guess those are all going to be on an entirely different level. And we understand there's now 4 different paint colors to choose from. They've got the red, they've got the dark gray, and those are apparently these like where you look at it at a different angle, it looks different. Anyway, all this stuff is the stuff that the luxury folks want in their car. So all those are ticked. Those boxes are all ticked at the top of the range, but the car is going to sell for the price of a Camry. And that's before the IRA discounts, before the state discounts, and before savings on gas and repairs. That's before never having to go to a service station again. That's before rarely, if ever, needing service. And you get to feel good about making a contribution to a sustainable future with cleaner air and less CO2 pollution. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think they might sell? I think they're going to sell like crazy. Like I said, if I drive like 200 miles a month. That's like the most. We have the Model Y. Any kind of long trip, we take the Model Y. So my poor little, I mean, it's 12 years old now, my Volvo, it just sits there and wonders, have I forgotten about it? Anyway, so I'm not going to buy another car right now. But if I was ready to buy a car, it wouldn't be a close decision. So this is not a car that will sell for parity with other cars in its class. This is going to sell for much, much less than its peers in every one of those luxury elements. The Model Y will be following. They'll be adding these things. Now, the Model Y is already the best selling car in the world. They're going to add all this stuff is going to be in the Model Y. Some people are thinking it'll be 2 years. I've heard people say a year to 2 years before Model Y is going to get all these upgrades. Are you kidding me? These upgrades are going to be probably by January, February. I mean, they're already done. It's only a matter of taking all the things you've already done to the 3 and adding it to the Y. I don't know. I think it'll be done. Anyway, that's just me. That's my opinion. The generation now. So then the Model S and X are priced below their peers. Now you get the Generation 3 cars that'll be stunning at their price points, well below the ICE variants already. Not in the future. These cars are not going to be underneath their peers in the ICE world in the future someday. No, these cars are they are cheaper by far than their competitors in the ICE variants now, starting with this Model 3 upgrade, this new Model 3s. 50% of everything in the car has been changed. 50% of all of the parts have been changed. Okay, so, and the ICE cars cannot lower their prices to these levels, even if they could add all the great features and benefits, which they have no chance of doing. So as to their future electric cars, from the other makers, from the legacy makers, they haven't made anything that can compete with the Model Y or 3 yet. And now they have to compete with something that is an entirely different level of style, quality, and luxury. And guess what? Tesla's not going to stand still. I can remember saying to myself 6-8 months ago, what can Tesla do to make the Model Y any better than the one we've already got? Well, they've just shown what can be done to make them a lot better. So guess what? They'll keep thinking of new ways to make them even better. Now, this whole thing that I've just described may be lost on Wall Street for a few weeks. And of course, the Cybertruck will be the story over the next 2 or 3 weeks. But once the order books start to fill up and the wait times begin to stretch out and the third-party reviews start to come in, the Highland story will begin to sink in as part of the narrative. How many times have we talked about the narrative? That's what broke down today in the stock was the narrative. We had price discount, price discount, price discount. All they heard all day, price discount, things are being lowered in price. Well, that killed the narrative. So the stock went down. Now, maybe at some point, these folks will start paying attention to the entire picture, including energy, FSD, AI, and robotics. And maybe later this year that'll happen. Maybe they'll finally get it. Maybe next year. But there will be a day. There will be a time. I saw Boomer Mama saying today, she says, there's going to be a wake-up day. There's going to be that ChatGPT moment. It'll happen. Just have patience. So be absolutely positive that you look back to yesterday's show on how the PCE index works and how you can do an easy lookup once a month. That's all you have to do. Once a month, you can take a quick look at the PCE and you can get a very decent prediction on what the next PCE reading is going to be. I just love this trick. It's a great thing. Here's the card right here to go check that out. You don't want to miss that. Very valuable episode. Tomorrow, we have those 3 amazing episodes. Larry Goldberg in the morning, talking about the Cathie Wood report. We got Brian Wang in the middle. He'll be talking about batteries and the future of batteries. It's like electrifying. And then the only Saturday, and then in the late afternoon, you'll have the only Saturday Tesla news show, which now is one of my best episodes. Every week we get really big numbers on that one because why? We're all alone. Only one talking about the news from Tesla on Saturday afternoon. Now, if you've been thinking about joining Patreon, or even if you haven't, I know you're going to want these. I'm a product guy, and I see lots of good products. I can't tell you, in my 50 plus years in selling products, I have seen so many cool things. I've had people bring me such cool stuff over the years. We've invented stuff, we've created stuff, we've designed stuff. And I'm telling you, I know a good product when I see it. And I've already been proven right on this one. The orders on these are coming in every single day, big numbers, very serious numbers coming in every single day from you all. Yeah, thank you for your orders. Now now this, you know what it is already? Some of you may have seen it. This is made out of stainless steel. It's a bottle opener, okay? You use it, you use it to open your bottles. Maybe you use it for beer, maybe use it for, anyway. But it's a bottle opener. But it's also, of course, a magnet, so it goes on your refrigerator. You don't have to put it on your refrigerator. Your wife will know just exactly what to do with it. You put it up in the shadow box. It can just be propped. That's what we're doing. We have a bunch of the little die-cast. We have a die-cast Cybertruck. We have a die-cast Model 3. You can't get. I still haven't found a die-cast Model Y. If you know where the smaller ones, if you know where there's one I can buy, I have not been able to find them for less than like $7 million. Anyway, so this is just going to be a fun thing. You can put it in the fridge, or you can put it anywhere in your house. You can put it on your desk at the office. And what a great gift. In fact, it's designed as a gift. It comes in this Apple, almost like an Apple box. It's got the magnetic clip on it. Okay. So you send this out as a gift. Whoever you send it to is going to go, wow, that is really a nicely done package. Here's what it looks like in the package. There you go. So there it is. All right. I mean, you get that? You're going to go, yeah, thank you very much. All right. So what is it? And it comes, of course, did I show it to you already? It also comes in the regular stainless steel look. Easy peasy. Join Patreon at the $10 level. You'll get one for free. Just as simple as that. Now, if you join on the trial thing, then you got to wait till the trial's over and start paying. I got to get your first $10 before I'm going to send this out to you. Okay. just being straight up with you. And the other way to do it is you can send $25 to my PayPal, and we'll send it right out. Probably start shipping on Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Tuesday. It looks like we're all set and ready to go on Tuesday. And so that'll get right out to you. If you are in a foreign country, even if you're in Canada or Mexico, it doesn't matter. It cost me about $20 for DHL to get it to you. So you got to add that 20. So make it 45 if you're in another country. Now, if you order 2 or 3 in another foreign country, that'll still only be the same $20 because it really doesn't matter. The weight is low enough that I can send 2 or 3 for that same $20. All right. So that is the situation with those fun bottle openers, refrigerator magnets, but most of all, it's just a Cybertruck toy that you can amaze your friends with or give as a gift. So that's all I got for you today. I think I've wrapped it up. There's nothing more, and it's been great talking to you.